Okay, hi. My name is Thomas Stenarsson. I have my own company as a freelancer consultant. The company's name is CodeGrind, and as Alex said, I will present an application called Phalasarna. But I will actually start with more general talk about situated simulations. Phalasarna is actually my shameless plug tonight, so I will wrap it up a little bit more beautiful. First off, situated simulations is not only me, it's a larger team run by Professor Gunnar Listöl at University of Oslo. He's actually researching in media and communication, so it's narrative and stuff like that. It's me, CodeGrind, and also we have a team of modelers and graphic guys in Lithuania, run by Sarunas Ledas. I do most of the programming for iOS, Android as well, reluctantly. Unity is the tools we're using, so it's JavaScript and C# or Mono and stuff like that. Situated simulation, what is it? It's very similar to augmented reality. It's your specific orientation and location counts. So you are using an application that is giving you augmented reality, actually. It provides you more information than you can find on site looking around you. So you use these applications, for instance, to access more data on the site, or historical data, or just localized data. One difference, though, from the ordinary augmented reality is we are using no video. So we don't overlay graphics on video. We just use pure virtual graphics or virtual reality. So we call it clean screen AR. And what the device provides is actually, depending on the application, of course, it's a window into the past, the present, or the future, depending on what you want to cite. If, for instance, if this archaeological site is historic, but we've also done applications where we're looking at climate change, what will happen in a site within a time span of 200 years, 300 years, if we increase the temperature of 3-4 degrees with increased sea level and such. As I said, our primary target platform is iOS. We're using Unity 3D as the main tool for building the scene and everything, and a plethora of other applications for preparations of models and graphics and audio and all other assets that is required. Some examples of applications we've done before. We have actually we've been working mostly in 3 different countries. Norway, we have Oseberg, Gokstad, and Vikinghallen. All these are historical applications based on Norway's Viking history. The first 2 ones are, for instance, burial mounds for some Viking queens and kings. We have Opera 2222 and Nytt Museum. Both of these are looking into the future. The first one, 2222, is, as the number indicates, is approximately 200 years into the future, and that is what will happen around the Opera House in Oslo Harbor if we increase the temperature and wait 200 years. Well, nature will take back what belonged to it before. So humans will leave Oslo and move to higher altitude. The nature will claim the area. Trees and animals will come back and so on. So you can actually experience what it will look like maybe in 200 years. Nytt Museum is a little bit closer. Actually, in that case, we are almost in the future already because the new museum is on site. But it was made for the public to be able to experience what will the new museum look like at the actual site and give feedback to architects and so on. We have Italy, Roman Forum and Via Appia. Roman Forum is just nearby the Colosseum, so it's a really beautiful area where you can find buildings that are, over 2,000 years old. With this app, you can actually see them at their peak, what it looked like when they were just built, instead of just ruins or just a small altar and so on. Via Appia is a little bit outside of central Rome. It's a central road actually leading out from Roman Forum and south. In this one, we explored the different time periods depending on where you were on the road. You started maybe at 1 year, and then when you moved south at certain intervals, you would travel either into the future from that time or back in the future and experience the history of different parts of this road. And Greece, Acropolis is well known. Phalasarna is less known. It's actually rather unknown. It's on the west coast of the island Crete, and I will show you a video on it. But it's on the site you can't see very much. They are just started to excavate this area. They're finding more and more interesting findings. And with an application like this one, you can experience what they depict what this town has been around 2,300 years ago. I will see if I can access YouTube. Oh, sorry. No sound. Try again.
On Crete's west coast, enclosed by steep rocky cliffs, is the archaeological site of ancient Phalasarna. The city of Phalasarna was built as a fortified harbour in the 4th century BC as part of a plan to prevent Alexander the Great's empire from further expansion. Continued excavations have revealed fascinating chapters from the city's dramatic history. Today, the ruins and remains of this unique ancient port are on dry land and difficult to understand for the untrained eye. However, now it is possible to experience the rise and fall of ancient Phalasarna on location by means of the Phalasarna app. The Phalasarna simulation employs a quasi-mixed reality solution, where today's real environment is represented on the screen as a 3D model based on photogrammetry. This makes it easier to explain current remains and add virtual reconstructions.
The tower would have been over 20 meters tall and stood out as a landmark in ancient times.
When using the app, visitors can also explore the harbour as it may have looked in 330 BC.
Phalasarna was left with a magnificent military port.
Study particular artifacts in close-up and detailed view.
The letters FA and pictures of a trident and the head of a goddess.
Witness the Roman attack of Phalasarna in 69 BC.
A Roman army attacked Phalasarna and destroyed it. They used siege engines, which threw round stones from hundreds of meters away to destroy buildings. More than 30 catapult stones have been found. This stone has the Roman inscription XX, indicating that it weighed 20 pounds.
And consult map view for easy navigation.
Okay, before I continue with the presentation, I will see if I can show you what the application actually looks like. Hopefully. Yeah, here we are. Madam, I need to turn my back on you to get this oriented right, but normally I would move around on the site, but as I'm not really near Phalasarna currently, I use a touchpad to move it around, but it will follow the attitude of the device. There's the sea to the west. This is the tower we can see in the presentation. Let's see if I can. Okay, now it should be talking. So this is actually what it looks like today. And this is additional information for the user to see what the tower actually looked like. We can move around. To the untrained eye, this doesn't really look like a harbor, but it was actually a harbor. It's a quite busy harbor as well. The sea level was a lot higher at that time, but there was what do you call it? A big earthquake and land rising. So, if you want to see what it actually the sea level was at that time, I can present this one here. So this is just a small glimpse into the past. But if you want to, we can actually accessing this menu here and go back to the peak time of Phalasarna, 330 BC. This is what it actually looked like at that time. They think, I might say. This is just a window into the history. It's not a time-traveling machine. Can move out. The city walls. We can see if I have this. Oh. I'll present the map view here. So moving around here, I can see all these icons are actually these links or the balloons that you can find around the area. So you can move around and activate them, and you can see here that you covered all of them. Before you go and download this app on the App Store, I might say that it will not work unless you are at Phalasarna in Crete, and that counts for most of the applications we do. We block the user outside, out of the application, because we don't want to ruin the experience. Looking at it like this is mediocre or bad game, but being on site, actually having the parallel view of the site with the reality around you, and you have this window into the history or the future, it's really amazing. So we don't want to steal that away from the users. So. Oops. Skip that. To next. We have 4 applications released to the public. That is Vikinghallen, Roman Forum, Nytt Museum, and Phalasarna. And also 2 of them on Google Play. The only one you can use not being on the right spot is Nytt Museum. They wanted the users to explore the area without going into Oslo. And I guess Vikinghallen and Nytt Museum are the most convenient places to go from here. But I guess a lot of you has actually been on Crete, so I suggest or recommend you go and visit Phalasarna on the west coast. It's really a beautiful area. And now the shameless plug. Phalasarna has been selected as a Unity Awards 2015 finalist in SitSim project, best SitSim project field. So I would like to recommend you go to Unity and get an account if you don't have one already, and vote for us. We will be very, very happy. And while you're at it, go and vote for your favorite game or favorite app as well. They will be just as happy. So, thank you.